Now, the former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has been indicted for corruption and influence peddling. France's highest court has passed a judgment ordering Nicolas Sarkozy to wear an electronic tag for a period of a year. Now, Sarkozy was handed a 3-year prison sentence back in 2021 after he was found guilty of bribing a judge and also for peddling influence in exchange for confidential information in an investigation into his finances during his 2007 presidential campaign. However, the former French president got a bit of a reprieve with the suspension of 2 years of his prison sentence. The latest judgment means that Sarkozy will now have to spend the last 1 year of his sentence by wearing an electronic monitoring bracelet. Now, following this verdict, Sarkozy's lawyer said that he would be challenging the verdict by appealing to the European Court for Human Rights. He's also added that the former French president will use all legal means to prove his innocence. Now, Sarkozy is expected to stand on a corruption trial next year on allegations of Libyans funding his 2007 presidential campaign. If convicted, the former president could, of course, face 10 years of imprisonment.
He will respect all the terms of the conviction. He's been ordered to wear an electronic bracelet. He's going to contact the sentence enforcement judge. He's going to discuss with the sentence enforcement judge to see how this measure can be carried out. And obviously, he'll comply with the court rulings. He always has.
Interestingly, this is also the first time in the country's history that a former French president has been ordered by a court to wear an electronic tag. Prior to this, Sarkozy's predecessor, Jacques Chirac, is the only other president to be convicted by a court. All right, now to give us a perspective of what is happening at this moment in the French politics, we're joined by our correspondent, Ross Cullen, who's joining us live from Paris. Ross, there's never a dull day in French politics. At this moment, Emmanuel Macron's government, just to talk a bit about what's been happening there, he's appointed a new prime minister who's got a huge task of having to pass the budget. But the far-right leader, Marine Le Pen, has said that there should be elections. Presidential elections are not due till 2027. Are we looking at a possibility that France could be heading into a new presidential election season?
Not until 2027 if Emmanuel Macron has his way. He has said that he was elected in 2022 to serve a 5-year term, and that's exactly what he will do. He does not have to resign. He might eventually choose to step down, but he said he would not do that. He would govern right until the last second of his term, which comes to an end in April 2027. And so a long way to go yet. Still, he says he's not going anywhere. He doesn't need to go anywhere. He can call general elections again from late June onwards next year, but that's general elections for the Parliament and for Prime Ministers, for MPs. He wouldn't be calling a presidential election in himself. So, of course, the opposition, like Marine Le Pen, would very much like there to be a presidential election tomorrow. Ideally, they think they would stand a great chance of landing that presidential election, but it doesn't need to be held until April 2027. And Emmanuel Macron, the French president, who is in the overseas territory of Mayotte at the moment, which was devastated by Cyclone Chido passing earlier in the week. He's there at the moment, and he says that he will not be going anywhere, fulfilling his term for the full 5 years.
Indeed. Thank you very much, indeed, Ross Cullen, for joining us with those details there.